Hello out there. How you doing today? It's Ezra coming to you live in effect direct from Palm Beach. Welcome to another episode Easy on Raw TV, where I talk about debatable health issues in the raw food world and the real world as well. Today I'm going to be talking about food. What is food? What should we be eating if we want to succeed on a plant-based diet or on any diet, right? Well, we know that the muscles require glycogen to move, to be able to function. We must have our glycogen stores with well reserves. Our livers can store 1,200 grams of glycogen. All of our food that we're eating is converted into glycogen. Our muscles store glycogen. So the preferred fuel for the body is glycogen. Our brains run off of glycogen. So it only makes sense to be eating a diet high in carbohydrate. Everything that you're eating now, whatever it is, your body's trying to convert into fuel, usable fuel. Now, the best foods for us to do that are carbohydrate rich foods like fruits, potatoes, um, those things, vegetables, all have the right amount of sugars and carbohydrates to fuel the body. Now, when we look at nutrition, our macronutrients are protein, carbohydrate, and fat. Protein is not a fuel. Protein rebuilds tissues and builds up muscles. So protein we don't need that much of. We need protein, but protein isn't everything. A matter of fact, the word protein means that everything has protein. There's protein everywhere. You know, humans used to gnaw on trees, barks of trees, for sufficiency when we were, thousands of years ago when we were just making do with whatever, right? So this day and age, we have a choice. We can make beautiful choices with our meals daily by eating foods that provide our body with what it needs. Now, fat is a very is it a good fuel? Is it a good food? Yeah, it's a very high caloric food, but it requires the body to work harder than it really needs um, to convert fat into fuel, right? We can't just eat fat and go for a run. If we're on a low carb diet, that's going to be really hard. Your legs, your body, it's going to feel like, your legs are full of lead. If we don't have enough glycogen in the muscles, we're not going to want to move, right? So it only makes sense to eat a diet rich in carbohydrates, fruits, vegetables, potatoes, fruits and roots, vegetables, potatoes. If I wasn't eating all raw, if I didn't have good quality um, fruits available here in Florida, then I would go to potatoes, sweet potatoes, Japanese potatoes. We're like meant to be eating sweet. Everybody loves sweet. Everybody loves cake. So, you know, I always wondered as a kid, why can't I eat more of those things that make me feel good? It was those things that made me feel good. So now I find that making more healthful choices is doing a lot of good for my health. I feel a lot better than I did in high school. I can get up, I can go for a run, I can walk miles, I can do yoga, whatever. So if you're coming to this lifestyle, maybe raw is not accessible. Maybe it's not the best option. Maybe there are, better foods like potatoes that are grown locally in your area, or depending where you are, right? So, you got to be flexible, and you want to make sure that if you are eating those things that you're, hydrated, that you're hydrating, because it's heat. Anything with heat creates more acid, and the more acid in the body, the worse we're going to feel. The yellow RP is going to be. So you want to offset that, the heat, with the water content. That's why fruit is the ideal, because it has the water, purified water. It has the nutrients, and it has the calories that we need. You know, fats are important, okay? But your body doesn't need that much fat, okay? Fats just coat the nerves, the myelin sheaths of the nerve. That's all fat does, is insulate our nerve receptors. So when we have a thought, or when we're learning something, we can retain that information. And that's what fats role are. They support our body. They, you know, protect the cells. But if you're eating too much fat, that's not good. When the fats are surrounding, when you're eating too much fat, it surrounds the cell, and the sugars that your body converts, you know, from the carbohydrates by the liver, are not able to enter the cell, and you just will not feel great. So you want to focus on high carbohydrate, low fat, low protein. If you have any questions, leave them below. I'll answer them, and I'll see you next time. Peace.